Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Biology Subject of Life. So in this video we are going to discuss about the structure of pollen grain or microspores. So let us have a quick recap about the structure of microsporangium. So that is pollen sac. So in the part of anther we have seen that there will be a it is a bilobed structure which consists of four microsporangiums. So among this we had seen that in each microsporangium we have four different layers: epidermis, middle layers, endodermis and tapetum. Tapetum was the innermost layer having a nutrition in it to provide the nutrition to the cells, and outermost layer was the epidermis. In between we will get middle layers and endodermis. Then we have seen that the process called as microsporogenesis, that is a formation of microspores, that is uh, formation of pollen grains. So this process has taken from the sporogenous tissue in the young anther, or which is called as immature anther. Sporogenous tissue will consist of these diploid cells. So in the diploid cells they will undergo the meiosis, and it is a reduction phase. Then it will gives out the pollen grains which is haploid in nature. So this process of formation of a pollen grains or microspores from the microspore mother cells, or we can call them as a sporogenous tissue, by undergoing the meiosis is called as microsporogenesis. This process we have discussed in detail in the previous video. In the present video we are going to discuss about the structure of a pollen grain. So how the pollen grain structure is will be present. So as we have seen that pollen grain will be in a round spherical, it will be of some different design when we see the variety of flowers and its pollen grains have been studied. So for basic we have taken this, this will be in spherical in nature. So if we have a transverse section of this, we will see the structure like this. And so let us discuss the outermost or external characteristics of this pollen grain. So let us consider this is a pollen grain in which its general characteristics can be examined, like they are generally spherical or oval in nature. So its diameter will be around 25 to 50 micrometers. Micro will refers to 10 to the power -6 meters. Then we can say that there will be a presence of two layers. One is outer and second one is inner. So outermost is exine and innermost is intine. So exine, which is a very hard one, it is a hard layer, and it is very soft layer or a thin layer we can say. And exine, or that is made up of a hard substance. Why it is hard? Because it is made up of hard substance called as sporopollenin. It has been recorded that it is not digested or degraded by any of the enzymes which are actually present or discovered by the scientists. So it is a main important part, that is sporopollenin. It is not degraded or decomposed by any of the enzymes, so it is so hard. So intine, which is inner, which is very soft and consists of innermost organelles, cell organelles. Yes, all the cell organelles are present here. So it is having a pores among it, or in the outer part it will having a pores. So in between such, from this the actual pollen, the actual male gametes will be released into it when the pollination will takes place. So pollen grains are for this reason, this presence of this sporopollenin, it can be called as even it is called as this fossils because of presence of this. So it has an important or a significance part in the historical or archaeological event. And it have very nice pattern among it, like it will have some uh, shapes like mark on it or cone shaped. some spherical part, it will be present like that. So intine, which is very inner wall and thin wall, it is a continuous layer as well. It is very continuous layer. So it is consists of a pectin and cellulose. So they are degradable by any of the enzymes, right? Cellulose is degraded by the cellulase, and the pectin, which is protein, done by proteases, etc. So many of the enzymes can be degraded or decomposed easily for this reason. And we have a cytoplasm. Innermost the cell organelles will form. So the cytoplasm, which is a fluid like structure, it is surrounded by the plasma membrane. So if we consider this is a cytoplasm, so it is having a plasma membrane. Then we can see that pollen grain, each pollen grain will have main part of this pollen grain, it will have two parts. One is vegetative part, vegetative cell you can say. Second one is generative cell. Why they are called as vegetative cell and why they are called as generative cell? Because first one, this is vegetative cell. So this vegetative cell, it is very big in nature, like it occupies the most space. So it is very well developed, and it is very abundant in nature because it reserves the food. Why it reserves food materials, nutrition, and many of these proteins, sort of carbohydrates, etc. So these are stored by this. And they have a generative cell. Second one, generative cell. Cell is very small, not like vegetative part. It is very small and it floats in the cytoplasm. It is a spindle like structure, like you can call this like this. It is spindle like structure, and it is having a two-celled stage. It is having a two-celled stage because it will act as a main reproductive part is present in the generative cell itself. So hence it is very important one. And then what it is this two-celled stage? That is, there will be a two phases. Consider there will be a two phases. So how they are means, before maturation and after maturation. So before maturation, if the pollen grain will contain the two celled, that is one vegetative part and one generative part, that is called as two celled stage. If after the maturation, if there will be a three cells, that is one vegetative part and two generative parts. Why there will be a two generative parts? Like in the during the pollination process, we will post pollination process also, we will come to know there will be a formation of two male gametes during the after the we can say that during the fertilization and after the pollination, we will see that the two gametes have been present in the generative part. So such celled stages we call them as two celled and three celled. Why? Because 60% of the angiosperm, that is flower bearing plants, will undergo this two celled stage. Means during before maturation there will be having two celled stage, one generative part and one vegetative part. So this is a thing actually, it's all about the structure of pollen grains. And when we see across this pollen grains uses, pollen grains will cause the severe allergies. Like example, if we see, that is parthenium or carrot grass. So they are not native, but they have been inherited from any of the countries. So they causes the asthma, bronchitis, or any of the allergic reactions. So that is and there are some useful, so these are disease causing. So there are some uses of it. So it is also used in bee wax formation, some tablets, some syrups, so which will enhance to maintain the body or to build the muscles. For this pollen grain extract will be useful. So this was complete about the structure of pollen grain. Yes, so in the next video we will discuss about the megaspores and megasporogenesis process in detail. So until then, stay tuned.